Hello everyone, welcome to the Autumn 2013 session of World Regional Geography Online. My name is Jessica Barnes and I'm going to be your instructor this semester. I'd like to use this short video to just give you an overview of the Carmen course delivery system that we're going to be using throughout the quarter to show you some of the features and how to access the content that you're going to need for your learning this semester. So just to start out, you've already seen this page obviously if you're watching this video. This is the front page for the course itself, and you'll notice a calendar here on the top that tells you when different content is available and when those activities are due. There's also a news feed that's going to be updated weekly to give you a sense of what we're going to be working on this quarter or this particular week, and then also includes a link to a learning guide that has an overview of all the expectations and resources that you need for the particular week that we're talking about. Now you can either click on the hyperlink for that there or find it under content. So let's just go to content quick and take a look at what you're going to find in a typical module. So here we've already brought up the weekly module. As you can see, they open up at the beginning of each week. Because the semester starts on a Wednesday, our weeks for this course are going to run from Wednesday to Tuesday. So the different modules will open up at midnight on that Wednesday, and then will be due at 11:59 on the next Tuesday. And so you can see the content here for week 1. And if we click on the learning guide, we can see a description of what the expectations are for the week, the dates for that work, what the module is going to be about, the different learning objectives, the sort of things that you'll be doing. So we'll see student and content interactions. You might have to do some readings. For week 1, you're obviously going to want to read the syllabus, parts of the textbook, and then also an article by Cresswell called Defining Place. We also have videos that are available, the course introduction, which you're listening to now, a teaching team introduction, and also the geospatial revolution. The activities are listed here, so basically to familiarize yourself with the Carmen page and the syllabus, take a learning styles quiz, complete a Google map exploration, and we also have a comprehension self-check quiz that's optional if you want to make sure that you check your understanding before you take any quizzes that are graded. And then the last column is going to have your assignments and assessments for the module. Again, these will be due by Tuesday nights at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is important because I know a lot of you are taking this course from many different places around the world. So these are the things that you are to have completed by that time. A student getting to know you survey, place impression survey, the module 1 comprehension quiz. So each module is going to have a short comprehension quiz. You'll have about 15 minutes to take it. Might have about 10 questions. And then the Google Map assignment, which you will turn in via the quiz function on Carmen. You'll have sort of unlimited time to get it done. You'll see the questions that you'll have to answer on the assignment itself, but you'll enter that through the quiz just because it's easier for us to grade that way. And then also a learning plan. Below on each of the learning guides, you're going to see a list of the resources that you're going to need. So you can see the syllabus, the book for the course, articles, etc., and some links to the required software for the course, so Google Earth and Google Maps, all of which is free software. So seeing that, let's take a look back at some of the other things that we'll see in the content for the week. And as you can see, I have terribly slow internet, so do forgive me for how long that takes. So right now you're here at the course welcome video. There's an optional teaching team introduction videos that gives you a little bit more information about all the folks that are going to be teaching the class this quarter. Myself, Jessica, Chris Hartman, and Shining are going to be teaching the class. Here's the link to the Getting Acquainted survey and the Impressions of World Regions survey. Here's also a link to the first chapter of your textbook. This is available online for free. The other chapters are not, but if you don't have the textbook yet, it's a good resource to be able to get it that way. Some of the videos that we talked about for the module, here's the Google Earth assignment activity, and then where you would input that information through this quiz function. A learning plan, learning styles text, here's that self-check quiz, and then the final quiz that'll be graded that's on that module. And so that's kind of the basic format for what you're going to see in each of the modules this quarter. Another thing that's within content is the sort of table of contents for the entire stuff that exists up on the course. So for course information, you'll see things like the syllabus, and I put it in a couple different formats, Word and PDF. If you have a format need that isn't met by either of these two, let me know and I'll try to get the syllabus to you in another format that you can use. Here's some other just general things that you might need throughout the quarter. A link to the course Carmen Wiki. I'm going to click on that in a minute and show you what that looks like. And then also links to office hours chats via Carmen. We're all going to hold office hours on campus, but also have virtual office hours as well. And the ways that we'll be able to meet up via virtual office hours include the Carmen chat function. So if you're going to want to talk to any of us via chat, you can use this, click on it, it'll bring up a chat window. Or you can use things like Google Voice or Google Video to do video chats as well, whatever works for you, or actually come to our classrooms on campus in Derby Hall. There's also links to a couple of the readings. You'll see them in the module content as well, but here's that Cresswell article here. Different assignments that you're going to have throughout the quarter. And so we have links to the drop boxes. You can also find those links up here in the activities area. And then instructions and grading rubrics for various assignments throughout the quarter. And then we also have e-reserves, which is basically just your readings again. Another important area to go to is the course overview, and this is similar. This is basically the course schedule up on Carmen, and this gives you a sense of what we're going to be looking at for each module, so you can kind of go through and see what we're going to be doing for week 2, week 3, week 4, etc. Some of the major things are in bold, so you'll notice for module 5 there'll be a current event assignment due at that point, and you can see more information about that within the assignments section. And some of the other things then that you'll need to know how to access are discussions, the Dropbox, quizzes, and surveys. Again, you'll be able to usually get to those through the content or through this drop-down menu. One of the things that we like to do for this class, because it is a large class, there's probably going to be over 200 folks enrolled in it, we want to direct you to give your question or to post your questions via the FAQ board on Carmen. If they're questions on just general topics or questions about the course, please post your questions there. We'll try to answer those questions first. This way we've found that students will often answer each other's questions or find that their question has already been asked, and it's often a quicker way to get responses than to email the teaching team directly. That said, if you have issues of a personal matter regarding grades or accommodations or anything like that, do feel free to email that to us, and we'll try to answer those questions within a 24-hour period. But again, make that FAQ board your first place that you check. Other links that we have in the class discussions, just general discussion, break room, which is sort of more casual talk, and a link to the Carmen Wiki, which is something that we're going to use for our discussion assignments throughout the quarter. This is what the Carmen Wiki is going to look like. If you've never used a wiki, there's a video here to give you a kind of overview of what wikis are about and how they work. We'll have discussion assignments, and here's an example of the first one that we'll do in week 2. and they'll be handled through the Carmen Wiki. This gives us a chance to kind of put you all in groups and have you be able to all post individually to a particular document and share information. You can just, if you've never used the wiki before, just log in with your Carmen or your OSU username and password, and you should be able to get straight there. As we'll see once we get to the page, we've broken everybody in the class into 10 different groups, which makes groups of about 20 people. So to find out the group that you're in, you're going to have to go back to the Carmen site. And if you go to the people drop-down menu and class list, and find your name, so for example, I'll find myself here. And if you click on this little arrow next to your name, you can view group enrollments. This will bring up a window that'll show you which group you're enrolled in, and you're going to be enrolled in that group throughout the quarter. Granted, for me, it shows all your groups because I have access to all of them as the instructor. But for you, it's only going to say one of these groups. And so you might want to write that down so you don't have to go back to this to find your group. So for example, say if I was in group 3, I would click the link here, which would take me to a page where I'm able to edit the page. There's instructions on here how to do your discussion posts, but again, you won't need that until week 2. So continuing from there, we have the quizzes and surveys that we talked about. You have access to your class list, email for everybody within the people function here. And then within the grade book, you'll see all of your grades for the quarter. We'll keep them updated here. And then as also we'll have a sort of list, or it'll auto-calculate your final grade as you're going forward, so you'll have a sense of where you're at all times. There's also a link to the library and to Carmen Help. So if you run into technical issues, it's important to contact the Carmen folks to help you with that. The teaching team can sympathize with you, but we don't necessarily know how to fix tech support problems within Carmen. Though if you do have some problem that impedes your ability to get your work done or turned in at the due date, feel free to contact us and we'll try to find some ways to work around those technical issues. There is also a thing within the help menu that's a system check that goes through and makes sure that your browser and your computer is able to access a lot of the things that you're going to have to use through the Carmen site. So this runs a check and lets you know that your JavaScript is up to date, whether or not cookies are enabled in the right way, whether your browser is going to work, whether your Flash works, etc. So that's helpful to let you know whether or not your system is going to be compatible or needs some upgrading for the course to work on it. There's also things like student help here. Another important thing to know how to do is to upload some of your assignments to the Dropbox. Some things are going to be inputted via the quiz function on Carmen, other things are going to be in the Dropbox. So here's how you access the different Dropboxes for different assignments. So for example, your learning plan for this week would be submitted here, current events assignments here, map quizzes, your commodity chain project, and so forth. So that would be how you access that. If you have any other questions or access issues, feel free to contact me, Jessica, or Chris, or Shining, and we look forward to working with you for class this quarter. Thank you.